What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I want to give a shout out before I get into this. I want to give a shout out to Nazbo Judaism or post Nazbo Judaism, excuse me. My guy is starting to do some live streams. Did a recent one talking about why communism failed, which I think is a great introduction. So I'll give him a shout out. You know what? Let me see if I can. I'm being straight up boomer here. Let me see here. Post Nazbo Judaism. Let me see here. I know it's not going to show up immediately in the chat, but you know what? I'll go ahead and help my man out here. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and drop his channel link. There we go. I don't know if that probably won't show up probably until tomorrow, but you know what? It's all good. So on 7/3, on July the 3rd, y'all can check back and, should be able to click that. But you can just type in post Nazbo Judaism. And, he does meme videos like me. And, we're somewhat, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bug out like that. I'm just going to say, you know what? We see things in a similar light. I'll put it that way. I was trying to be careful with my words. Anyway, let's get into that. I just want to give him a quick shout out. Now, let's get into Mr. Jason Unruhe. It's been a while since we talked about Jason Unruhe. The thing is, last time I checked, is he was kind of cringing about Chaz or Chop or whatever name that you want to call it. Of course, as we know, Chop is no more. They're trying to revive it. As far as I know, they're still in that park. I think what is it? Park in Seattle. What the hell is the name of that park? I'm straight up boomering right now. Discovery Park, Garden. It's not that one. Oh, fuck. Hold on, everybody. 12 best parks. Oh, it's just the 5 best parks. Okay. Well, that doesn't do me freaking good. Park in Seattle. Free parking. Yeah. Parking Seattle Capitol Hill. Seattle Capitol Hill. Okay. Cal Anderson Park. There we go. That's why I couldn't think. Yeah, Cal Anderson. As far as I've heard, they're still at Cal Anderson messing around. I think they're trying to keep it going, but I think that the energy's completely gone. Is it now? 2 people are dead. This and that. I could moralize about that, but maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. I got kind of a rough idea of what I want to do, so let's go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and show Jason Unruhe's short little video that he does. And we're going to look at the 2 links that he dropped, both from this new anarchist blog. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Let's do it.
As many of you are aware by now, the Capitol Hill autonomous Chaz is gone. Now, it was also known as the Free Capitol Hill, the Capitol Hill Occupied Protest, etc. Now, this inspired many leftists, including myself, and I really wanted this to work. Unfortunately, I was too quick to believe some of the worst rumors concerning the autonomous zone. That's why my video on it is unpublished, because I made a pretty bad mistake. Now, I was corrected by the anarchist group called the LA Underground. The LA Underground is associated with the Arizona Rebellion of Anarchist Local Squatters. Now, I'll provide 2 links from the anarchists, one correcting the errors that I made as well, and another link with a bit more detailed information on Chaz. Now, there are a lot of naysayers attempting...
Just to say, I've looked over those. They're short, and it's pretty much LARPing, but go ahead.
...to downplay the importance of Black Lives Matter as an organization. BLM has had its ups and its downs, but as a slogan, Black Lives Matter is an international mass line.
See, it's interesting that he says it. I'm sorry to cut through this video, this 2-minute or almost 3-minute video, but there's this guy, Comatose, I think. Anyway, he's this dude that is always wearing a mask of some sort. He's afraid of being doxxed. He's he's kind of like loosely connected with Bread Tube, loosely connected with people like Non-Compete, aka American Johnson, and he was saying basically that this whole Black Lives Matter stuff should basically he was talking about the concentration camps, quote unquote, that are holding illegals, this and that, and that he used the cringy phrases like new Africans should embrace this as well and everything, and that we should be connected. We can do things at once. Left unity isn't a meme, bro. And it's just anyway. But yeah, he basically people are already upset that basically energy is already kind of dissipating. Anyway.
This has inspired Palestinians too. Many oppressed people are being behind this, whether you agree with that or not.
How are Palestinians going to do something? The IDF is not going to allow Palestinians to start going in. It's not like they're going to start attacking, museums or attacking. They probably do have statues in Israel, I imagine. I'm pretty ignorant, but let Palestinians just run amok, like they do here in the United States. So that's a whole different type of thing. It's just kind of you're just trying to get you can't take your own energy and create your own thing. You gotta get it from somebody else. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm hating.
Too many are stuck on white privilege and first world privilege. They fail to see how organic these struggles are. Now, I see genuine resistance in the first world. True resistance in the first world helps full out revolution in the third world. The more you destabilize the imperialist core, the better the chance third world people have for revolution. Now, even though my former criticism of Chad was there, I came at this with solidarity. Now, I'm sad Chaz didn't succeed, but we knew the state was going to come in sooner or later. Now, what did work? We need to crush this racist, capitalist, imperialist system once for all. Climate change, COVID-19 cannot be solved on God knows that ain't COVID-19 ain't going to be solved. To the best of you who are involved in Chaz, total solidarity. Let this be the end.
Too late. Also, too dead. You didn't mention that, but that's okay.
Let this be the beginning, and hopefully we can go on and do much more in the future. Thank you for watching.
All right. Okay. So let me take a brief look here at these links right quick. Let me take a brief look at these links that he's got. Yeah. So let me take a look at these links from this blog post here. Number one. Oh my goodness. The ANCOM flag. The state and the market must go. Socialism is class struggle with the goal of removing the hierarchy that strangles the spirit of humanity and the planet. In our time, socialism is done with cooperative syndicates. Cooperative syndicates must be eco-friendly. Cooperative syndicates must be armed and ready for defense. True communism must be anarchy. True anarchy is the world commune. Rah! Give me a break. Eco-friendly. That's something that corporations use. Okay. By the guy from everywhere. Okay. Once again, I'm not going to read every single word. Okay. And once again, Arizona Rebellion. Jason Unruhe is connected with them. Also, the Jewish Bund. I guess those are his people that he connects with here in the United States, at least. Has managed to become known even after losing their rented house in Glendale, Arizona. A rented house. Why don't you stay at your mama house? It's easier. Okay. Just the Arizona Rebellion was founded by many who were part of the once great syndical family. Oh my goodness. Okay, we've already got delusions of grandeur here. Yeah, is that we, the LA Underground, have a lot more of the Black Flag rebels within our founding membership. The unfortunate truth of the matter is that we endure. The LA Underground has been hit too hard as we march on with organization. If we manage to endure it, it will only be because other anarchists join in with us and understand the logic behind the anarchism we put into practice over the anarchism propagated by anarcho-populists. Last night, the Arizona Rebellion took a vote. They voted to ask for our assistance in removing the new Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. We said no, because we knew about the disinformation campaign moving against the new Capitol Hill Autonomous, and this is June 11th. Okay, just to make sure. So you're in, okay, so hold on. So LA Underground, Arizona Rebellion, Arizona, and Seattle. I'm trying to, okay, yeah, anyway. Fisted by Foucault was posing as a member of the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Fisted by Foucault is an anarcho-capitalist wrecker. No, he isn't actually. He's he's actually a writer himself. He's on the Salo Forum, and to say that he's an anarcho-capitalist is cringe. Yeah, I mean, I only see the dude on Twitter basically, but it's like I'm not gonna dox the dude or whatever I know about the dude, but it's like he's no ANCAP. He is no ANCAP. Once again, this is absolute ridiculousness. Okay, this is what we need to clarify to everyone. Laura Coop was never elected by the new Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Our comrades in the Arizona Rebellion genuinely believe that Laura Coop was elected as the leader of the. I forgot about Laura Coop. Yeah, that's the tranny that LARPed is, that was a HOI 4 mob that basically made the United States into a a series of it was balkanized basically. Yeah, this is the one that LARPed is attempted suicide, and that's how she quote unquote was getting support. I forgot. I honestly forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. Our comrades in the Arizona Rebellion genuinely believe that she was elected as leader of the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, and so did Jason Unruhe. After asking the Arizona Rebellion if they reached their conclusions from Jason Unruhe, they assured us that this was not the case. We have now watched Jason Unruhe's video titled, "Oh yeah," and the coward, as he just said, he unpublished it. He deleted it, sounds like, because he, was misinformation. He didn't even know. You actually believe Fisted Foucault. That just tells you how much of a... This is so ridiculous that you believe some rando on Twitter is actually an anarcho-capitalist record. No, he really is not. He is not. I mean, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to get my man in trouble. I don't even know that much about the dude. Okay. Whoever is giving Jason his information is giving him misinformation. And yes, we are not blaming whoever is reporting to Jason, because it is more likely they themselves are being misinformed. The Arizona has disclosed to us who had given them their information, and we contacted the two people giving them this misinformation. Let's understand some very important details. Jason Unruhe, a Maoist third worldist who used to be a Marxist-Leninist Maoist. Jason has clearly been trying to build new bridges with us, the anarchists. It must have been difficult for Jason Unruhe. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's skip down here. Okay. The screen save will speak for itself. Yeah, okay. We get the impression that Jason Unruhe wants a restoration of the old left alliances between Maoists and anarchists. The worst thing that could happen in the comment section happened. The screen save. Who gives a fuck about what people say on YouTube or Twitter? It's just, okay. Something that is most likely not even really Jason's fault. I don't give a shit. Yeah, unsubscribe. Who cares? Yeah, who cares about some fucking comment on YouTube? I mean, let it go, people. Let's get very real about this. We have to be understanding to those confused. Like I say, people have known this Laura Kook, or however way you pronounce it. I feel remember that this person. It's like turned out that her dad was on poll and doxed her. It's like it was fucking hilarious. But yeah, let's get very real about this. Blah 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 blah. Okay, the best thing that could happen is that the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone reach out to Jason Unruhe, but that is never going to happen. It will never happen, because the propaganda mounted against Jason Unruhe and the wrecking against Jason Unruhe is just way too massive. What? You give Jason Unruhe way too much credit. Way too much credit. This is just YouTube shit, man. See, this is the whole thing. You got to be able to separate what goes on in the real fucking world versus what happens on YouTube. Those are two different things. Oh my good, what are y'all thinking? Okay. When our comrade and fellow anarchist B in the hive should know, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Maoists and anarchists did begin to capture dominance in the comment section of Jason Unruhe's channel, and that he was a part of that. Although most of the bread tubers are not as bad as Vosh or Xander Hall, BreadTube remains disconnected from what is actually happening to the Arizona rebellion. Yeah, because they don't care. Because people like Vosh are opportunists. But anyway, that's a whole other story. They helped Tom Watts stonewall the Jewish Bundist diaspora movement by ignoring them and not inviting them to BreadTube. Radical Bundists are more marginalized now than before. Oh, BreadTube. Once again, why do you waste your time with BreadTube, folks? It's like, yeah, I talk a little bit, but it's not like my main fucking thing of life. This is, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Okay, no one even cares. Well, Jason does, but that, okay. Absolute LARP. Okay. Absolute LARP. Absolute feijoa going on. Absolute feijoa. Okay. Just checking there. All right. So, okay, let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. Fisted is a spokesman for the Creation Warlords and within the, Visigoth. Yeah. That's what happened to a whole lot of religious anarchists who were seen as the kulaks in the 30s. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is hilarious, man. It's absolutely hilarious. They would waste their time with this. Okay, let's read this other one. I'm trying to be charitable and at least give Jason Unruhe some sort of benefit of the doubt. Okay. So this is Wednesday, July 1st. Let's see what they say here. This is written by the Block Fighter. Ooh, okay. You're a tough guy. All right. Or a tough, they, them, whatever. Okay, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, blah, 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 was an occupation protest and self-declared autonomous zone. Be an occupation protest and then an autonomous zone. Remember, they said, well, we didn't vote for the fact that it was an autonomous zone. I remember hearing that on some of the live streams. It's like, well, we didn't vote for that. It was, once again, it's just PR, basically. It's just, oh, well, we're not trying to make this autonomous. It's just, oh, boy, the feijoa is already dropping. Okay. The zone, originally covering 6 city blocks and a park, was established on June 8, 2020 by Georgia protesters after the Seattle Police Department SPD left its East Precinct building and was cleared of occupants by the pigs on July 1st, 2020, which is today. Local governance in the zone was decentralized with the goal of creating a community without the pigs. The major issue was a lack of organization as well as rivaling ideologies with no true agreement. See, this is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting to see somebody write about this and see how they're going to make themselves look like they are the punished ones, that they are the, that they are all innocent victims, that, they're the ones that are put upon. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, one thing is for sure, the nature of the protest is changing and disruptions within the United States of America need to continue. It is essential for public safety of both humanity and the environment that the United States of America completely collapse. We need to bankrupt the United States of America. That probably would be a good thing. Being a pragmatist, I mean, you can dislike America, and, believe me, I have drunk of that wine before, drunk of that and the idea of, just everything breaking up and, making the United States into like Mad Max world. But even I have sobered up a little bit, and I realize that's not completely realistic. Anyway, okay. So let's see here. Both humanity and the environment that the United States of America completely collapsed. Yeah, okay. Yeah. By forcing it to spend money at home as well as in policing around the world. The United States of America cannot afford the wars it is carrying out around the world, and it cannot truly contain the collective anger that the American citizens are feeling. Once again, the thing is that once the United States falls, and I don't think this is complete LARP, but Russia and China will simply step in. That's all there is. And if you think that America is rough, wait until you see the Russians and the Chinese. Maybe they'll be a little bit nicer. But the thing is that if you think that, that people wrongly think that America is still the capitalist core, it's like, yeah, that's true to a very large degree. But the thing is that Russia and China, especially Russia, are to align back with the Slavic peoples, whether it's Romania, whether it's, of course, I think there's a little bit of back and forth, to be honest with you, about Belarus. There's some back and forth going on. I heard that Lukashenko was trying to make some deals with EU. I don't know, but there's some back and forth. But in general, people, when worst comes to worst, my peoples come first. And loosely speaking, and I know, you can get into, what they are, but ultimately, people are going with who they, want to get with. Even the Philippines, of course, they're starting, is that, Duterte is getting support from China. And of course, I mean, Duterte sides, but still, I'm just saying is that people are, making their sides to think that, oh, well, America collapses and it's going to be a great thing on the environment. The thing is that that's a simultaneously a Americentric view, but it's also just such a myopic international view, because there are so many other things going on. But anyway, okay, so this was an important experiment. Many average citizens of Seattle volunteered to help out in this bold attempt at self-governance. What we in the LA Underground feared was going to happen is exactly what happened. The Marxists scoffed at this, and now several of them have already begun to mock this attempt at self-governance as proof that anarchism does not work. Once again, I would love to see some talking about, the shooting of the two kids that, that were driving in the car, or, that were shot at the, in their stolen Grand Cherokee. I would love to see you guys talk about that, but they're not. Once again, this is a typical bit of LARP. No one's going to say anything. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What was officially proven was that you can build a society without the pigs. Yeah. Once again, your security became the pigs. Your security became that. For the fact that they did kill somebody. The fact is that they, the gang wars were still going. That's what got Alonzo, or the rapper killed. I want to say it was Alonzo, but I think that's wrong. Lorenzo. Sorry. Yeah. Lorenzo Anderson, the rapper who was 19 years old that got killed. And then the other kid, the one kid was injured. I think he's still in the hospital. I'm not sure about the details. The other kid that was driving, he was killed. I think he was 16. And of course, they were a lot of the bread tubers who were like, yeah, I'm glad that the fascists got killed. And it's like, then it turned out it was two POC kids. Oh, well, I better delete that. And I better, so many L's. Yeah. So long as you can truly wish to build a transitional system that moves away from capitalism, one of the things we can clarify is that the only thing that would have maintained this zone would have been anti-capitalist commitment. Yeah. The first day you guys got pizza from Domino's. So, yeah, okay. Our solidarity goes out to all those who are involved with the actual attempts at organization. Whew, that's a lot of, that is a lot of, Russia is better than China. Yeah, I can agree with that. The thing is that, Russia would be better off because I think we can at least make deals with them in terms of, at least there's some understanding, I think, between, orthodoxy and at least other forms of religion. Yeah, even anarcho-communists are isolationist in America. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's never worked. And the only time it's worked is when a vertical organization that goes against anarchy. Yeah. So what's the appeal of anarchism, even in actuality? The appeal is that basically we're going to have peace and love, that type of thing, and that we're all going to get along, and we're going to get rid of racism and this type of, but ultimately we're going to vote on everything and that type of business. Of course, that always fails. That always takes the L. But anyway, let's go ahead and I debated doing part of this. I'm probably not going to do the whole thing because it's an hour long. I'm going to make y'all watch an hour long thing. I'm not going to do that to y'all. So let's go ahead and see a bit. This is good old philosophy too. Good old Thorne, I think his name is. He's walking through the woods.
And species breed.
Let's go ahead and speed this up. Don't believe me, I'm not going to watch every single minute of this. Don't get me wrong.
Which means they increase in numbers. But at the same time, most of them die. Like, a salmon can lay thousands of eggs, but most of them never reach maturity. I mean, we're knee-deep in salmon by now. There's disease, and there's predation, a great struggle for survival. That's an important idea, the struggle for survival. Hang on to that one, we're going to come back to it later. And at the same time, we can see that offspring tend to resemble their parents. Like, you can get two tall people, and they have a baby, and the baby grows up to be tall. Or you get two spotted wood pigeons, and they produce a spotted wood pigeon. You never get, like, two pigeons and they make a jellyfish. So there seems to be a kind of general rule that offspring get their traits from their parents. And Darwin realized maybe
Okay.
some of the
We're gonna skip this bullshit here.
and then they could share the money between them. So we don't really need Elon Musk. He's just like an extra level on the top, kind of siphoning off the cream. We don't really need him. He should go.
Oh boy, we don't care about Elon Musk. Why are you wasting time about people that you are not going to stop? They're going to be protected by their own private fucking armies. Why do you care? It's just cheap LARPing. I don't know.
Job instead of mooching.
Let me just make sure here. I'm not going to defend Elon Musk. I'm just saying is that, yeah, everyone thinks that he's a fucking moron, but like, people let him do it. He's there to distract you. You know, yeah. If you think that Elon Musk is the end all, the be all evils of capitalism, once again, I'm not. Look, that's no alliteration to anything else or Jews and everything else. You can blame plenty of white Christians and blame plenty of other folks. Go ahead. It's not just one group. There are plenty of others. Go ahead.
The work that we do, and actually, if we do that and between us, we can vote on how long we want our shifts to be. We can vote on how we want to invest the profits. We can control the working environment a lot more. Like just like what's that word? Democracy. And Elon Musk goes, no.
We don't care about your BS form of syndicalism. I mean, look, the word syndicalism has been so rot and so taken back, you know, and that people like, Vosh, of course, talk about syndicalism and all this. And yet I have never heard the word George Sorel come out of his mouth. At least in his, so I take that with a grain of salt, you know, but that's a whole other thing. I know George Sorel didn't come up with syndicalism, but I think that he's a very important person, you know, and one of the leading lights, so to speak, that really wrote about it. But anyway.
Oh, no, you can't do that because I own it. It's my property. And the communists go, so we're supposed to be living in a democracy, but 99% of the time we spend living in an environment that's like a mini dictatorship. You just control it. You control what happens to all the money. And the only thing stopping us from having full democracy and having a better quality of life for everyone is property law. Well, why don't we just reform property laws? And then Elon Musk goes, that's communism, I'm calling the police. I think I'm probably going to have some communists be a little bit cross at me in the comments, because I know I simplified it, I know I have, but that's because this video isn't about communism. Just like there were people who believed in evolution before Darwin, there were people who were communist before Marx. There were people who were like, this job sucks, our job sucks, we want full democracy, we want to get rid of Elon Musk, we don't need him. And a lot of them were actually quite fond of Lamarck. They were like, well, you know, by struggling, the working people of the world will be improving ourselves, and then we'll pass those traits on. And a lot of them believed that human beings descended from apes. That was an idea that was already floating around before Darwin, and they were like, if we're all descended from apes, that's a pretty solid basis for assuming that we're all equal. God didn't make Elon Musk the CEO of Tesla. We can change society if we want to, man. So Marx reads, it's like, oh my God, yes, this guy, he's saying that species emerged through natural laws that can be explained by science. And that's what I'm trying to do with Elon Musk. Marx thought that he could explain loads of stuff about society and answer loads of really big questions by doing
once again, this whole thing of, you know, we're gonna break out of the whole, you know, we're not gonna fetishize Karl Marx. And it's like, fine, you can do that, but it's like, oh, but we're gonna instead talk about these other French guys and everything else. We're just golly. And of course, once again, it always comes down to democracy. It always comes down to, well, if we had democracy, if we had true democracy, it's like, oh, bruh. Anyway.
Laws, science look, Musk owns so much stuff. Like how come your job feels like a miserable grind all the time? How come your rent goes up, but your wages don't? Why do we have economic crashes and recessions? Why do the richest countries in the world always have an unlimited supply of tear gas and rich, but they can't manufacture enough masks for everyone during a pandemic? Marx was like, lads.
Oh, please. Okay, thank you, Tupac. Yeah, we got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. You know what? That's kind of the way these things work, isn't it? And yeah, once again, I don't love capitalism. No, I don't love it. But the thing is, I don't want twats like you to think that you can answer for me and answer what I think I should do with my own life. You know, one thing that's more of an individualist type of thing, but it's like, I don't want you dipshits to be taken over. It's that fucking simple. I just don't like you. I'll just keep it there. I'll keep it real.
I figured it out. I've done a science and I've done a natural history, but I've done it on society, and it explains everything, and it's all in my 1,000-page book. It's starting to get a little bit muddy here. I'm gonna have to watch our footing, I think. When I have filth welling up around my ankles. Speaking of filth, though, what was society actually like back in the days? What was the vibe in Victorian Britain? Well, the vibes were not good. At that time, Britain was very, very seriously engaged.
Okay, let's just.
Police again. Malthus's doctrines are still useful to explain away that.
Oh, he's still doing the. Please, let's do the flashy stuff. Oh, okay, he's still doing that. Oh, we're going into the Malthusian. Oh, we're talking about that again. We're still talking about overpopulation. You know, is it if we didn't have capitalism, then everybody would be fed equally, and it's not. That's unrealistic.
The disasters of the wealthy as the biological and moral
blah blah blah. Okay.
Malthusian land. refreshing. So Darwin was very influenced by Malthus. There's all that stuff about sex and death and the environment, but his theories also had profound implications for religion. And the reason they did is that Darwinism seems to show that we were not designed. We weren't created. I mean, I studied Christian theology at university. I was told that humankind was made so that we could know and love God, and through his son Jesus eventually come to occupy a state where we exist with God forever in the afterlife. That's the meaning of life. That's what I was told. And Darwin showed that the idea that we were created isn't true. The fact that natural selection happens on its own is a very serious challenge to the idea that humanity has any kind of divine destiny. And in his time, as now, there were people who said, well, how can all of this have come about by chance? There's an example where he says, oh, if I look at my fridge and the fridge magnets, the letters are all jumbled up, then it's fair to say that someone's just chucked the letters on there randomly. But if I look at it and it's got a message like, please buy some milk, then I know that someone put that there. There's no way that happened by chance, right? And this is based on a very old misunderstanding of what it actually means. Variation does happen by chance, but natural selection is not random. It's not random that the slower pigeons get eaten. They get eaten because they're slower. Natural selection is a kind of filter that weeds out all the variations that effectively. So if we were chucking fridge magnets like a fridge, but they're special magnets that only stick to the fridge if the message makes sense, then we would actually expect to see messages that make sense. And in Darwin's day, there were some who came back and they said, okay, you don't know why variation happens though. You've not figured that one out yet. Maybe natural selection is a godless process.
Okay.
God is controlling evolution behind the scenes.
Let's keep moving forward here.
Why isn't it their decision? In contrast to the social Darwinists who say things can only get better, Marx tried to offer a different perspective and say, no, look, this is what it's actually like when you have to work for a living. The struggle for survival is getting worse for most people. And when progress is made, it isn't because the market evolves it, it's because they refuse to go back to work until their demands are met. Poetically, Spencer and Marx are very opposite. The opposite of progress, of course, is degeneration or going backwards. And as soon
Did he mean Richard Spencer? I'm not going back, but yeah, is that what he meant? Okay.
As soon as Darwin published Origin, a lot of folks with social Darwinist values suddenly got very worried about degeneration, and they opened the book on one of the darkest chapters of the 20th century.
What the hell is this crap? Oh, they're talking about the Grenfell fire. Is that what they're talking about?
Did you know there's a mathematical formula for making the perfect cup of tea? You must heat the water to 82 degrees Celsius. That's 180 Fahrenheit for.
Who cares?
Oh, the population is ballooning. Some people can't seem to take responsibility for their reproductive habits. But genetically, we aren't going anywhere. It's more a sort of stagnation. And that's not good for the nation, is it? Not to mention the expenditure. My God, look at this virus. How much it's costing us to keep large numbers, mainly economically inactive numbers, alive. Oh, it's terrible, of course. In an ideal world, we would have enough for everyone to earn their place. But there simply isn't any slack in the system. Human history is one of sacrifice. And I think it's naive to assume that we can create a society that lasts 1,000 years without sacrificing a few things. Do you have a match?
Oh boy.
Eugenics.
I tell you what, they make the same fucking video. They just slightly change it. It always ends up at one point, doesn't it? Okay, let's try to finish this shit up.
Was
Okay.
developed by Franz Galton, who was Charles Darwin's cousin. In a nutshell, it's the idea that people with good traits should reproduce more, whilst those with bad traits should reproduce less. Galton worried that natural selection had stopped operating on humans. He thought that people with inferior traits, who would otherwise have died...
I know, it always more Nazis. Here we go.
Here we go. Measures for the improvement of the human race that is spent on the improvement of the breed of horses and cattle. What a galaxy of genius might we not create? Again, this isn't fact too, but I would be remiss if I didn't point out the science here is dodgy. Even prehistoric humans get to their sick and injured. It's not a modern civilization thing that somehow stopped evolution. Arguably, we evolved to do it. As mentioned before, evolution doesn't make progress, so the idea of degeneration or backwards progress isn't supported. And a lot of the science that's been done to try and prove that patterns are heritable is very questionable. So the usual story with eugenics is that Galton invented it and he perverted Darwin because he just wanted to be racist. And then it really caught on in the USA.
See, the thing is, once again, people like this, once again, this is something I've kind of mentioned here, but it's kind of funny with people like Peter Coffin, who is apparently doing a live stream. I don't want to watch it. I used to troll him. He's not worth it anymore. But the thing is that, Peter Coffin really brought up, he really wanted to promote this guy, in my opinion. This black dude, he's more of I think he just calls himself a socialist. He's not an anarchist or a Marxist necessarily. He just wants to get rid of capitalism and Mr. Atheist, this and that. Some brother down in Alabama, I think. But the minute that he disagreed with Peter Coffin blocked him and they dropped him. So this idea, once again, that they gave a shit about being more inclusive, and then they drop these people because they don't agree exactly with your methods, is the same type of thing. I bet this guy has never been to, I think, what are the projects called? I think what is it? I can't think what it's called in the UK, but anyway, this fool I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, yeah.
Where they forcibly sterilized tens of thousands of their own people because they believed they had inferior genes, and then the Nazis copied the Americans and took it one step further and started exterminating people they thought were
Blah,
inferior.
blah, 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 blah.
In the UK. Then you from experience that the police were much more like class people and called them degenerates and criminals than rich people. They didn't much fancy getting arrested for nothing, as usual, and then also sterilized. And interestingly, Marxism can provide a strong critique of eugenics. But in order to explain it, I'm going to have to make you breakfast. Oh, sorry, it's a little bit of a mess. I'll share it with 3 other people. Let's learn about fetishes. This is an egg. It's egg. Like, say, under feudalism. I would know the guy in the village.
Who cares?
Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Okay, that's commodity fetishism, but what does it have to do with eugenics?
Yeah, we've always, we like to make fun of that. Yeah. People have made fun of that, that guy saying that for a long time. Go ahead, idiot.
We can do commodity fetishism with traits or genes. The trait, like intelligence or the gene, is like product. We fixate on that. And we forget that the only reason it's at all is because it's inside of a person. For example, there's a great book by Native Studies professor Kim Tallbear called Native American DNA, in which she says that a lot of DNA ancestry companies market themselves to people who think they might have indigenous ancestry. Like, hey, you can discover what tribe you belong to. You can find out your roots. Maybe you could claim that you're a minority. But even assuming that the science is good, and sometimes with these companies it's just tribal membership isn't genetic. Every tribe has their own citizenship rules. You can have the ancestors but not be part of the living community. It doesn't actually mean a fat lot because your genes cannot tell you who you are.
Yeah, we live in the United States. We've seen plenty of white folks who, we've heard of this thing called $5 Indians. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is fetishism, she says. It's taking people and hiding them and replacing them with product. And if you send your DNA to an ancestry company, who owns that data? Do they sell it to Elon Musk Pharmaceuticals? Do they share it with the police? Both men have had huge and ongoing impact on society today, and impact that I think we've yet to see the full extent of, really. And I think it's worthwhile to trace the ancestry of big philosophical ideas, because now you know how these guys have ideas, and you can see at every little stage that it might have worked out a little differently. And now you can be like, well, would I have thought about it that way, or would I have thought something else? I think that's quite intellectually empowering. Oh, hey, you know how in my last few videos, whenever I quote a philosopher, the text animates onto the screen? I got a special computer program to learn how to do that, but it's actually really hard. I very nearly spent quite a bit of money on a course, like going on a course to learn how to do it. But then, you know what I did?
Oh, this is the Skillshare. Okay, this is the Skillshare ad. Okay, so we're gonna cut that off. Okay, I'm glad I didn't waste my fucking life on that. That's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Okay, so let's read. Yeah, syndicalism as a term has yet to devolve as much as corporatism has. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Looks like Nick Mo. Yeah. At least he isn't a drag again. Yeah. How can anyone watch this garbage? Yeah, it is. It's absolute garbage. It really is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I like well, he's smug because he's Anglo. Yeah. I mean, that's not all Anglos. Hashtag not all Anglos, but it's like a lot of Anglos. They still have. Oh yes. Well, I can still act this way. Yeah. I like him dressing in a top hat and his phantom. Yeah. Is appealing to me as a working class individual. It's just so ridiculous seeing things like that, seeing idiots like that. Like I say, I wasn't going to waste an hour. Why would you make an hour-long video to try to debunk both these guys? It's like you could have done a part 1 and, kind of spread it out and make it more digestible. But it's like, that's the whole thing. I wasn't going to debate that whole thing. I just wanted to see how cringe it was. And yeah, it was still cringe. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, what else? Something else I want to talk about? Should we look at, I think that's about it though, really. I just wanted to show that briefly and kind of get that out of the way. Like I said, once again, follow my guy, post Juche. Post Nosbone Judaism. Sorry, my brain is gone. So I'll go ahead and paste that in there. Read theory if you actually want to learn something. Yeah. As you can, I do. If you notice, Cornhole fan, I hate to be like that, but I have read at least State and Revolution. I can't really say I've read every single thing about theory, but I have. I have read a little bit of theory. I do have one of Engel's books as well, and some of these other book, but I think I'll go back to them because I'm about to run out of my time. Yeah, LARPing is next level escapism during the decline. Yeah, like I said, I do want to end on this point though. Is you can feel as you want to about the United States or about our form of capitalism, but the thing is that it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to, is that you cannot guarantee that your side is going to be the one that's going to win. And we basically have to play it by ear. It's easy to be an ideologue and say, well, that's, it's the way it's supposed to be. And, ideology is a cope. Yeah, it is. Once again, I agree with you, Cornholio. Yep, get some TP for that bunghole. But yeah, but yeah, I would say ideology is ridiculous. I think that for the most part, I mean, people like you and me, we just have to see where it goes and who's going to take over, and it's going to be different wherever you are. Once again, I've repeated this over and over and over, but I still, because I truly believe that. I truly believe that it doesn't matter what your LARPing ideology is or what you think is going to happen. Is that when you get high on your own farts, you get high on your own ideology. You get people like, yeah, I'm going to mention him again. I'll try not to mention him for a while, but it's like, when you see Eric Stryker and he says, I'm here to defend my folk. No, you idiot. What are you saying? I'm going to defend my vote when you're doing this. And he's it's like, okay, bug man, when talking to Destiny, it's like, you can feel as you want to about it, but it's just ridiculous. Yeah. The thing that matters is your vibration underneath. Oh, okay. Yeah. Kind of meta. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Kind of gets your, yeah. But as long as your vibrations are good. Yeah. I hear what you say. But, yeah, I think that's basically all I have to say. It's just, when things do start to crumble, and when the cracks do start to appear, as they already have, we just have to see what cracks are going to get bigger and what cracks are going to be smaller. And that's all we can really do at this point. I hate to, just say, well, be a bystander, but it's like, well, see where it goes, I guess. And it's going to be different wherever you go. I think Cornholio fan, 1995, I don't want to, but he was talking about Oklahoma. It's like, I remember living a lot in Oklahoma. And I was like, ooh, it's wild up there. I mean, you're not going to see many anarchist type folks outside of maybe like Tulsa or outside of OKC. I doubt it, So it's a whole different type of thing, It's the same, it's like you can't expect, it's like you don't see, the thing is, I'll make one last point. I kept on saying, this is my actual last point. You don't see you don't see things like, these autonomous zones down south, do you? You don't see that. Because number one, it's too hot. When you get in the 90s and you get into the hundreds up down here, you don't want to be outside. You don't want to be in some damn tent sweating your balls off. You want to be inside with an AC on. You don't want to do that. But also, it's because in general, people still have to work. And that in general, it's not, is that things are more spread out down here in general. At least I'm speaking for where I live, but it's like, things are spread out. Things are more, you can't just go and hit the target and then go down to the auto zone or whatever the case may be. And I don't know how far that auto zone was from the target. Maybe it was pretty far, but it's like, this whole idea where it's just like, you can just, just start walking down there and just start tearing shit up. It's like, it's not as easy. And it's not to say it's impossible, but it's like, that's why you didn't see it, across the world. Yeah. Oklahoma has a lot of boomer individualists. Oh yeah. I have no doubt about that. Once again. Yeah. It's just, like I say, but yeah, Oklahoma is just, and especially Lawton, like I said, that's all I can really speak to is Lawton. And I've only went to OKC once, I think, and just, basically went because of consumerism, because of mom and dad. But it's like, post a link above there. Oh, okay. But yeah, I think it's ridiculous. I think I'll end it there. I'll try to make it a news article. Okay. Let's see here. I don't know how I can give you privileges to do that. Let me see here. I don't need to put you in timeout and block you. No. I was gonna say I just don't see the article. Yeah. But anyway, I think that it's going to be different wherever you are, and I think that that it's going to be the same wherever you are, and that you need to at least give lip service to the people that are there. I think that's about all I have to say. Yep. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of boring. Now I'm just going to have to be quiet and just I've run out of steam basically. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good night, and see you later. And I'm sorry I didn't see your link above there, Cornholio fan. I don't know why it's there. But yeah, apologies. Sorry. YouTube is really weird about dropping links and all that type of thing. But I guess I will end it there. Have a good night. See you later.